everyone. We're here again. We're here again, yet again. Another busy day in the true crime world. We had Richard Allen in court yesterday, and today we have Leilani Simon, the accused killer of her son, 20-month-old, absolute beauty of a boy, absolute angel, Quinton Simon. So we've not got long to wait. The bond hearing starts in 14 minutes. That's 11 a.m. Eastern time. I forgot to put my banner on that tells people when it is. So we've not got long to wait. And for those who are wondering, we had a question. Are we able to see her in court today? Apparently so. Yes. Unlike the very secretive hearing yesterday for Richard Allen, they are allowing filming in court. So I do have one link that I've found. It might be that last minute dash when I find out a link doesn't work, but I do have it on behind the scenes. This is on, let me see, I don't even know where I found this. Fox 28 Savannah. I know some of you don't like Fox, but this is just where I found it. But if this isn't a live link as of yet, but it does say you can watch in the video player below once it starts. So I'm assuming that it will just come on automatically once it starts. If not, there'll be a mad panic. And sometimes somebody in the chat finds a better link before I do. So be on the ready that if this link doesn't work, then I will be asking, please find me a link, find me a link. You know, we've got 466 people in chat at the moment. So, you know, at least one of you, I'm quite sure, will be able to find a link that works. And I do have my VPN on, so I can access any link at all, wherever it comes from. So we haven't got long to wait. Have they confirmed the remains are Quinton yet? No, they haven't. I think they said it would take a few days. They are being analysed. DNA is being analysed. These days, it doesn't take that long for a DNA sample to come back when it's kind of like an emergency like this one. It's pushed through, but it does take a little minute. So they found the remains of a small child in the area of the landfill where they expected to find Quinton, because fortunately, landfills in the UK are exactly the same. They know where each dump truck goes. There's like a specific area. So although, you know, Quinton had been missing more than a week before they started to search that landfill, you know, and it will have filled up, that truck, that area will have filled up. And that's why, you know, they were doubting whether they'd even find him at all. But you know, how many, you know, just a process of deduction, as I said in my video a couple of days ago, process of deduction, you know, how many small children of Quinton's size would be in that landfill? I'm arguing no, none. But they need that final confirmation, and that hasn't come through as of yet. So we're expecting that soon, though, and I really do think it is Quinton. I really do. You know, I wouldn't have said they found Quinton if I wasn't sure. I'd be absolutely stunned if it comes back that the DNA doesn't match Quinton, because obviously it will mean that there's another small child there, like a John Doe, little baby John Doe there, which would be utterly shocking. So although, you know, there is that slim, tiny chance that another small child is there, I don't think so. Honestly, I think they have found him. So let's go down to the bottom of the chat, because I'm sat right at the top there. So they said they didn't go into detail about what they'd found. I believe it's partial remains, but obviously it will be enough for them to determine that this was a small child. Another question that I've been asked is, will they go back and search for more, like if they've only found partial remains. I don't know the answer to that. They're on a break this week because the searchers anyway are on a reduced work week because of Thanksgiving. They're in the US. So happy Thanksgiving for everybody. I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? Your Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, if I forget to say it tomorrow. But yeah, they were on a reduced work week anyway, so they gave them a week off. I think, you're just reading between the lines, they found him, well, they found the remains on Friday. So I think they thought, well, you know, give the workers a well-earned break. We'll get the positive ID and then we'll reassess. I think that's what's going on. So I think if there's enough, like it's a complete body. It's horrible. It's awful to think about. But I think if it's an almost complete body, I think they will. I think they'll stop the search. I don't know though. You know, sometimes they want as complete a body as possible, and I can understand that. So, with Brian Laundrie, for those who watch my members live over on Michelle After Dark, they went back again to search for more remains, and they found almost all of Brian's skeleton, but it was over like multiple days. Like they went back once they'd assessed how much of his skeleton they had. They actually went back and found more. So it could be that kind of situation. Just awful. She is. She's an extremely messed up individual, assuming she's guilty. Now, you know, innocent till proven guilty, and I always say that. My personal opinion is, as is law enforcement's, I think she did it. How she did it, whether this was malice murder, as they've charged her with, remains to be seen. But she does look dead behind the eyes, but she was all happy and smiley, wasn't she? You know, the times we saw her on camera, she's happy and smiley. Unlike Billy Joe, who was absolutely in floods of tears, traumatized. You didn't see Leilani cry, did you, at all? Not that I saw, anyway. I mean, she's got bipolar disorder. We found that out from the documentation that came out regarding the custody of the children of Quinton and his older brother. So we saw that she does have bipolar disorder, which is currently untreated. So I believed that she was in a treatment facility. Some people have said she wasn't. So I don't know. That was just my belief, that she'd been in a treatment facility. And that the day she was arrested, she checked herself out. That's what Billy Joe has said. That's what she said on Voices Behind the Wall. Court TV actually played that clip of Billy Joe ringing into Voices Behind the Wall in their show. I think that would have been last night. I watched it today, but it would have, I think it aired last night. So Court TV talked about it. The possibility that, you know, Billy Joe rang the FBI, that she checked out, and they said stall her. So we don't know whether that's a true story or whether there was another reason why they arrested her that day. How did they know he'd been dumped in a dumpster? They haven't said, but the rumor is that there's surveillance. Now, whether there's surveillance at the dumpster itself or whether there's surveillance close to the dumpster itself, we don't know. That's the rumor, and that makes sense, but we don't know. They haven't said that for sure. It's disgusting to think about. It's I don't have words. You know, to say it's heartbreaking is an understatement. It's disgusting. It's exactly the same as Megan Boswell. You know, Megan Boswell put little baby, 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, in a trash bin. And then that trash bin was hidden in her dad's shed, which was like a little playhouse type shed that Megan herself played in when she was little. So I don't know. We've got Billy Joe's account of how it happened. I don't know whether that's a lie, but we have got Billy Joe's account of how it happened. Again, you know, there's with all of these cases, there's always more questions than answers. I think possibly that was one of the things that they saw first. That's just my opinion. That if they saw children's clothing, then they're going to search really hard in that area. Because, of course, the clothing won't decompose, only minimally. The clothes won't decompose. A human body, the soft tissues, the muscle, the organs will decompose very quickly. And I know, trigger warning, it's a horrible, horrible thing to think about when it's a tiny baby like that. But the body is so small and so soft. Small children will decompose very quickly, but the clothes won't. And of course, the bones won't, and certain cartilages won't. But he's been there over a month, well over a month. It was like 40-something days, 47 days, 40, I don't know, 40-something days anyway. So in a landfill full of bacteria. So yeah, the clothes would be a very good indicator of where they would be likely to look, likely to see first, maybe. Okay, let's see if this link is working. It's 58 past. I'll refresh the page and see whether we get something else. What's going on? No, that's the press conference. Let's start at the beginning here. If anybody has a link that they want to share, because this looks like it's been updated, which is very annoying. So that is just a news piece. Leilani waived her right to appear in court and will be joining the hearing virtually. They've taken the link off. Oh, there's always that issue. There's always that issue. Right, let's fire up Twitter. Guys, we need a link for this thing now. Okay, Leilani Simon will appear over video feed from the detention centre for her first appearance. It's expected to start. We will feed the video right after. Oh, no! No, guys! Oh, guys. This is what Brett Buffington has just said on Twitter. So we're going to have to wait a little while. Leilani Simon will appear over a video feed from the detention centre for her first appearance hearing. It is expected to start at 11 a.m., which it's now 11 a.m. Eastern. We will feed the video right back after. The judge isn't allowing live streaming. Oh, darn it. Darn it. I think all the reporters were under the impression that they could live stream. Perhaps there'd been some confusion. Perhaps he said they could film, but maybe, or he or she, I don't know whether the judge is male or female, they may be allowed to film it, but not live, because there might be things that they say that they want redacted. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait, but we'll wait. We're all right. We've got time. Yeah, Helen. That's the traditional British response. Yeah, well done. Yeah. That's a shame. It's aggravating. But, yeah, they did that with Sarah Wanderer. They said they could film, but not live stream. So let's see. They might be able to tweet. They might be able to tweet. They could do. This is something that I was going to talk about, that this is a bond hearing. So it's her first appearance. So she'll find out whether she gets bond. But also there's the important addressing has to be addressed of the probable cause affidavit. So I think it will be released unless one or both parties, prosecution, defense, put in a motion to seal it. Because a standard, I think these things are public record, aren't they, in the US? And there has to be a reason why they seal it. Now, they could seal it as this is a high-profile case, as we've seen in Delphi, as we've seen with Michael Vaughan. I can easily see why they might want to seal it. But, yeah, I think we'll find out today whether or not we can have that documentation. We waited this long, absolutely. Like on my thumbnail, I didn't know what to put on my thumbnail, so I just put at last. At last, we're here. And I don't think there's many people thought that Leilani was innocent. I still wonder about Danny. I do, I have to say. Now, I know Chief Hadley said they weren't expecting to make any more arrests, but we don't know. They can always go back on that. You know, they can always have more information comes along. So wait and see. She won't get bond. I don't think she'll get bond. I think she'll be considered too unstable, too much of a risk. And also there's the public response. So let's follow the Quinton Simon hashtag, see if any of the reporters can tweet. Shock update in the murdered toddler, Quinton Simon. Don't know what the shock update is. It's one of those strange links. I'm not going to open that. So that's Brett. That's what we've just seen. So there's nothing as of yet. I think Brett will be in the court. So we'll keep an eye on Brett. I think she'll get the remains, yes, because she's the the legal guardian. So unless they've, you know, there was a court hearing the early days when they took the two other children, the elder brother and the baby sister of Quinton, into state care. Whether her guardianship was taken away, I don't know. We don't know that. I think that the family will get the remains. Yeah, I think so. Now, I don't know about the other two children. I don't know. Obviously, there'll be probably assessments and things like that in relation to the other two children. So we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's another good question. We don't know. It's another good question. If he applies for custody, then he'll have to have the assessments to see whether he's a suitable parent. So we'll have to wait and see. I think she'll be in protective custody, yeah, in jail. I don't think she'll be in Gen Pop, no. Yeah, that's the thing that came out right at the beginning. But then there was also that hearing that happened that Leilani was, she had to attend. So all we've heard since is that they're in the care of the state. That's all we've heard since. Again, he didn't have custody, so I don't know. I don't know whether he would get the remains. No, I don't know. So if Billy Joe wants the other two kids back, then obviously she's going to have to, you know, prove that she's fit to look after them. You know, I do have some sympathy with her. I do. I think she's been in a horrible position. There's times where I've thought I have no sympathy with this woman, I've got to admit. But overall, you know, all things considered, I think she's been in a horrible position. I think she's made some mistakes, but I think she knows it. I think she knows she's made mistakes. And I don't think she's done anything intentionally. That doesn't mean to say that she's completely blameless, in my opinion, but I don't know. How much can you judge? You know, she would never have expected this to happen. She's been denied bond. She's been denied bond. Now, this is according to Legacy. Now, Legacy's pretty good at finding information, so she's been denied bond. Let's wait to see if there's anything more that comes out. I don't know where she's got that information from. Could be possible she's in court. Who knows? Okay. Currently has got a kitten. I've lost my Quinton Simon hashtag here. That's possibly why I can't find it. No, still not. Don't know where she's got that from. Maybe on another channel, news channel. Let's just wait for confirmation. Legacy is pretty good. Shay Schreider, WTOC. Is she on Twitter? She might be somebody I'm not following. Most of my people that I follow on Twitter are reporters from cases. What's her name? I can't find it now. Oh, Schrader. Right, let me try and spell it. Schrader. Right, okay. W Talk. Here she is. Spelling it wrong. That's why I couldn't find it. She's talking about there we go. Thank you. You were right. There we go. That's one of the reporters. Legacy's good, but I was guessing she would have got that from somewhere. So there we go. She has been denied bond. Let's retweet that. Let's like that. Let's wait and see if something else comes out. Wait and see if we get any information from as to whether we get to see the probable cause. Good. Yes. Good. Yeah. Yeah. That that interview she did when Leilani was fake crying. And in my opinion, what she was doing was all fake. My opinion. Billy Joe could not look at her. She turned her face away. I'm going to go and find that again and watch it. carefully, and yeah, she knew. I think Billy Joe knew. I think maybe Leilani was giving her different stories. My word. She entered a not guilty plea. Of course she did. Of course she did. That was one moment where I lost my sympathy for her, I have to say. I've regained some of it since. I became very suspicious of Billy Joe at that time. I thought that was a lapse in judgment. However, look at it the other way. If she knew that Billy Joe was lying, if she knew Leilani was lying, Billy Joe could have done a very clever thing. Get her out, get her relaxed, get her drinking, and then hope that she spills more. I wondered that. I wonder whether Billy Joe's actually been working with the police the whole time. Now, that's just my opinion, my speculation. Don't run with that and say, Michelle said that Billy Joe's been working with the police. I have not said that. Let's be really clear. I'm just saying that's something that I've wondered, just myself. I've wondered whether Billy Joe's been working with the police the whole time and collecting evidence for them. We don't know, but I don't know. There's hardly, I think people have fallen one side of the fence or the other in relation to Billy Joe. I think some people just absolutely hate her and want her charged. Other people, like me, have got sympathy with her, but yet still are a little bit iffy. And then maybe there's a few who really support her. Yeah. No. Chief Hadley at the press conference said that there's no further arrests. Now, that can change. The person that I'm suspicious of still is Daniel, I have to admit. I'm still wondering what role he played, where he was. Did he really see Quinton at 6 o'clock in his pack and play? Is that a lie? I've still got questions about Daniel. I'm not saying he killed Quinton in any way, shape, or form. I just wonder whether he did tell some lies at the beginning. I don't know. Again, my opinion. And I think, actually, Daniel's been working with the police as well. So, who knows? We'll find out. We'll find these things out. Of course we will. But when we'll find them out, don't know. Okay, let's have a look, see what the word is on Twitter. Let's see what Shay has to say. Shay, want your profile? Get rid of that arrow. Lost Shay now. Let's have a see. No, he's not qualified to grant her bond. Leilani's being represented by a public defender. That's as expected. There we go. Destiny Wiggins. Who's Destiny Wiggins? So a reporter. Oh, she's a Fox reporter. So these guys will have been in court, I'm guessing. So Leilani has entered a not guilty plea. She's waived the right to be in court, but bond was denied. So I want to see the video. If anybody finds the video, let's see if Brett Buffington has it. Probably not had time to upload it yet, to be honest. We're going to have to upload it, aren't we? Not yet. You thought she'd be granted bond? Oh, I see. Yeah. You know, like put her up for like $1 million or something. But apparently the judge has said not up to his court, but she's denied. So good for the judge. Let's not talk about creators, please. Just out of respect. Be back for the replay. All right, that's fine. Just waiting for the video to come up, and then I want to watch the video of the hearing. I'm sure it was a very short hearing. It had to be, because it's only 17 minutes past now. 17 minutes past 11 Eastern now. And that came out very quickly. So it'll only be a short hearing. No, she did not get bond. She's been denied bond. For those just coming in, she was denied bond and she has pled not guilty. Put on East Idaho News and see if the PCA pops up and grab it. East Idaho News? I'll do it, but it's not in Idaho, it's in Georgia. So I don't know that they're covering the case. I've got East Idaho News on here and it's not in Idaho, so I don't think they're covering the case, honestly. It's Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. I haven't seen East Idaho News covering it as of yet. You're right there. You're right there. The search for Quinton has cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. All taxpayer expenses, isn't it? Well, then if she won't tell the truth of what happened, then it's down to a jury to decide what they think happened based on the evidence that is presented at a trial. And she's being charged with malice murder. So if she pleads not guilty and she continues to plead not guilty, it's not even that she'll be able to take a plea deal. You know, if she says, well, you know, I'm not guilty of murder, however, this is what's happened, maybe that conversation can be had. Maybe a lawyer might broach that subject with her. So she might plead not guilty to the charges today, but in the fullness of time, with some counsel from her public defender, and they say, look, these are capital charges. This, malice murder is a death penalty offence. And then she's got a slew of other charges as well on her. Let's get her charges up here. Let's get her charges up here. I've got them. I'll have to share my screen though a different way to show you this. Give me 1 sec, please hold. Okay, here we go. These are her charges. This is what she's pled not guilty to. Concealing the death of another. So she's saying, I didn't put him in a dumpster and then lie about it. False statements or writings concealing facts or fraudulent documents in matter of government. So that's lying to the cops. So she didn't lie. All right. False report of a crime. So that will be when she called the cops to say Quinton's missing. And then murder. And Chief Hadley said that is malice murder. So capital offence. So we've got 3 felonies, including capital murder, and we've got a misdemeanor. So she's pled not guilty to all of those. That's interesting how she's going to play that moving forward. She can obviously change her plea at any time she wants. And hopefully her public defender gives her some good counsel. Otherwise, I don't like sharing my screen like that. I want to be able to see my chat, which makes it annoying. I can see my chat on the other screen, but yeah, they do have the death penalty. Yeah, they do. Georgia is a death penalty state, yes. Isn't it? But, you know, that's the concealing a death felony. That in itself is a felony. So there's a slew of charges there that she's got to fight against. But let's wait to see if we can see that probable cause affidavit. I've got a feeling they'll seal it. Yeah, seal it. Yeah, in the early days, Billy Joe tweeted a YouTuber while she was live that Leilani had told her that she'd put him in a dumpster. So that came out, and that came out, and then very early on, Leilani's cousin allegedly came out and said that Leilani had put him in a dumpster and waited for the trash to be collected before she reported him missing. Now, that was very early on. That was in like the first 2 or 3 days. I don't blame them either. Those are the rightful charges. Those are the things that it looks like she's done. So, yeah, throw them all at her. She could take an alpha plea if that's an option for her. But it's already happened, 11 a.m. EST, but the reporters weren't allowed to film well, they were allowed to film, but they weren't allowed to live stream. So we're waiting for them to upload that to the world. That's what I'm waiting for. So it's already happened. It was a very short hearing. It's not a press conference. It's a court hearing. It was very short. It was only a few minutes before reporters were saying that she's been denied bond and she's pled not guilty. So that's all we know at the moment. One of the children is Daniel's. The little baby girl is Daniel's. The other one is someone called Cody. He's named himself. He's spoken on some YouTube channels. Malice murder. It's Georgia's version of premeditated murder. So that she premeditated killing him. So it rules out things like accidental death, manslaughter, you know, she killed him, but for whatever reason, like it's premeditated murder, basically. In Georgia, they call it malice murder. That's the term that Chief Hadley used in the press conference. So I'm going to use that word. Possibly. Lots of people do. Lots of people do. They take a plea to get the charges reduced and to get it reduced down to something that doesn't have the death penalty. Oh, okay. Brett Buffington tweeted me asking that question and said there's strict statutes regarding the death penalty and it won't be used in this case. That's okay. She'll spend the rest of her natural life in prison then. Because, you know, just because the death penalty's on the books doesn't mean to say that every single case it's applied to. If that's the term that's used in Georgia for, you know, complete negligence, in the UK, we probably, I don't know whether we call that manslaughter. But she has pled not guilty at this moment in time. But this is very early days. She's only been in jail for 2 days. She was arrested on Monday. Brett Buffington is the reporter from WSAV who has done a lot of work on this case. He was one of the first to kind of pick up this case. He tweets all the time about the case. This is Brett Buffington here. This is him. He's appeared on News Nation Now. He's appeared on a few mainstream channels. He's not posted. He did say, look, it's expected to start at 11 a.m. We will feed the video right back after. The judge isn't allowing live streaming. I'm wondering whether it's on WSAV. Let's have a look, see if they've got it on their website. Let's just read this. So Leilani was denied bond on Wednesday. Attorney appeared in court on her behalf. So that, I've seen that. That was before. That's the old. So they've not updated as of yet. Keep that on in the background. I don't know whether you saw that actually. No, I don't think you did. Show this tab instead. There we go. So this is on WSAV. So update, denied bond. So they're still saying the same thing. There's nothing new at the moment. Go back to this one. It's frustrating when you want first court appearance live. Who's this? Oh, that's just somebody's stream, not the court. Nothing new at the moment. Give it a few more minutes. Let's see what Fox is doing. I seem to spend half my life refreshing pages. Are you the same? But there's nothing new as of yet. Do we know when the autopsy is? Currently, the remains are at Quantico, Virginia, which is the FBI forensics place. And that is to determine whether the remains are actually Quinton. That's what's happening at the moment. So they're awaiting that DNA analysis. So we don't know. We don't know how complete the remains are even at the moment. So there will be an autopsy, but they may do the autopsy there. It's where you plead. It's like a guilty plea, but not. You're basically saying that you would be found guilty. You believe that the prosecutors have enough evidence for a jury to find you guilty, and you plea out on that. So you're not necessarily saying you're guilty. You're just saying there's a lot of evidence against you, and you believe a jury would find you guilty. So not everybody's offered that option, though, I believe. I don't know. But, well, yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, Brian Laundrie's autopsy report, I went through the whole report. And remember, with Brian Laundrie, there's only bones, but there was almost a complete skeleton and a bit of cartilage. And the autopsy report itself was only short, as you would expect. However, the amount of work that went into it, it's huge. The whole documentation is huge. I went through it all on a live stream a while ago. It's on members only now, but yeah, I went through it all. It's huge. So you'd be surprised, because if it's just skeletal remains, then they have to prove that that skeleton is that person. So they do DNA analysis. They'll do an assessment of the bones. It's a whole thing. It's a very different type of autopsy. Yes, you are absolutely allowed to change plea at any time. Lancashire, UK. It's in Northern England. You can, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a very different kind of autopsy than we'd, see on a complete body. But of course, we don't know. We don't know what the state of Quinton's body was. And I know a lot of people hate thinking about it, but it is what it is. Lancashire, the county of Lancashire, the best county ever, the only county. I'm going to declare Lancashire an independent state. I think that's a good assessment. Sold her out. Yeah, he quickly left, didn't he? Quickly left. I mean, that does make him look guilty, but at the same time, it's if he genuinely had nothing to do with it and she's just crazy, then his only course of action would be to leave and work with the police. That's what I would have done. I would have gone completely dark on social media, as he appears to have. I'd have gone completely dark, and I would have worked with the police and given them everything they needed. I do live near Liverpool, but Lancashire has got a very different accent to the Scouse accent. The Liverpudlian accent is very different. I live about 30 miles from Liverpool. So and then about 30 miles from Manchester in the other direction. But I'm not a Scout. I've not got a Scouse accent. My granddad's granddad was born in Liverpool, so I've got some old connections to the place. It's only 30 miles away. But yeah, she probably is. Good. I hope she's suffering. Lytham St Anne's. Oh, that's a nice place. That's nice, Lytham. It's a bit further away than me. Right, I was showing you this. I got into the chat. So in Georgia, only a superior court judge can grant bond to an individual charged with murder. So these include treason, murder, rape, aggravated sodomy, armed robbery, first-degree home invasion, aircraft hijacking. Oh, I'm going to get, this stream is going to get flagged. I bet this stream has already been flagged for all these words that I'm using. Aggravated child molestation, sexual battery, sale, manufacture, and distribution of drugs, aggravated stalking. Only a superior court judge can grant bonds. So maybe that's why she's been denied. And apparently the judge said that not in this court, not in this court. So does she have to go to another court then? Is that what'll happen? It's on WSAV. Is that the hearing? Have they got it now? They've not got it on their webpage. What have they got it on? Anne-Marie, sorry, thumbs down, accidental. That's all right. Thumbs downs count as engagement with YouTube anyway. WSAV 3. Yeah, but what's that on? Is that because this is WSAV 3, News Channel 3. Oh, got you. So in Twitter, on Twitter. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it's hard work, this, you know. I'll be back on later as well. Back on later. Just moments ago, Leilani Simon was denied bond. On their website, that's what I'm on.
With its available intelligent four-wheel drive and terrain management system, Ford Explorer gives you the confidence you need
There's an ad.
no matter where the road takes you. Ford Explorer, WSAV Storm Tracker 3, brought to you by your local Ford dealer.
Again, with the latest in an investigation that has shocked and saddened
What are you doing? Why is it giving me a stupid banner?
The disappearance and death of 20-month-old.
This is still the old one.
Yesterday, we told you that Leilani Simon, the child's mother, was arrested for the crime. The arrest came 6 weeks after she reported her child missing. And WSAV's Brett Buffington has been following this story from day one. Brett is joining us live now from the Chatham County Jail with what's next in this case.
I watched this earlier.
We expected to see Leilani Simon in court today to face those four charges.
I know it's the wrong video, but which is the right video?
That hearing was supposed to be.
Kate, thank you. On YT. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for the $1.99. Thank you so much. Thank you. On YouTube. Okay. All right. Just a sec. It's less than 3 minutes. Well, we knew that it was going to be short. All right. WSAV. These people, honestly. These news channels. There we go. Here it is. Are you ready? 3 minutes. Have you got 3 minutes? Have you got 3 minutes? I'm going to mute out in a minute because I've got it shared on the Chrome browser. So there won't be an echo because when I share my whole screen, I'm sharing my audio with you. So it's everything, my voice, everything. But when I share a video like this, I like to mute out so you don't get any background noise. You are late, Birdie, but we've gone through a lot of talking. The hearing, Leilani's bond hearing was at 11 a.m. Eastern, but they weren't allowed to live stream it. So we're just getting to the hearing. So you really haven't missed anything. Right. I'm going to mute out and I'm going to play this and let's listen to it. Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, Michelle's phone is over here. Interrupts with these. A lot of microphones up here. Madam Clerk, we're going to call the first case. I don't need to read through the appearance information since we're going to deal with that case first. If you want to call that case.
Leilani Simon.
And for the record, this is Chatham County Recorder's Court. I'm trying to adjust all the microphones and stuff up here. Chatham County Recorder's Court is Joe Huffman, Judge Pro Tem at the moment, standing in for Chief Judge Tammy Stokes. We're here in the matter of State versus Leilani Simon, CRN 221005004. Ms. Moorhead, are you representing the state in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on behalf of Ms. Simon?
Attorney June Vogel with the Public Defender's Office. I represent Ms. Simon.
Good morning, counsel. So I see that Ms. Simon is not present on the screen. Are you waiving her presence today?
Presence and formal reading of the charges.
Okay. Well, I'll wait. Well, formal reading of the charges. She is here charged before this court with murder, false report of a crime, false statements, and concealing the death of another. We currently have a court date set before this court on January 11th, 2023 at 2 p.m. Ms. Vogel, are you going to be representing Ms. Simon going forward? Is that your understanding?
Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
Also, I understand that by statute, this court does not have jurisdiction to entertain a bond pursuant to 1761.
Yes, OCGA 1761. This court is not authorized to consider the issue of bond for charges, certain enumerated charges, murder being one of them.
Correct.
So you, on behalf of your client, may petition the Superior Court of Chatham County for consideration of bond. This court will not consider bond, don't have the jurisdiction or authority to do so. But I will put down that there's a court hearing set for enter a plea of not guilty to the charges. Correct?
That's correct.
Court hearing January 11th, 2023 at 2 p.m. with those charges indicated. Have you advised Ms. Simon of all the rights that she has pertaining to arraignment?
We've had an in-depth discussion.
Okay. Ms. Moorhead, anything else I need to consider on this matter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So bond will be, technically bond is denied because I can't consider it, but is there anything else, Ms. Moorhead or Ms. Fogel, I need to consider before moving on?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I literally just came out of here and sat on the bench, but I'm going to take a 7 minutes and 20 seconds break to allow those individuals who do not wish to remain. Now's the time to pack up and leave so I can proceed with the rest of the docket. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was underwhelming. We waited an hour to watch 3 minutes, but that's okay. That's okay. So there's our answer. He couldn't consider bond. So January 11th, I think I heard him say. Can somebody confirm? I think he said January 11th for the next court appearance. Yeah, Helen, 7 minutes and 20-second break. What's that about? It's very specific. No. No. Yeah, January 11th. Yeah, that's what I thought I'd heard. No. Now, whether they'll just release that now, or whether they'll wait till January. I don't know. So there we go. Get that date in your diary. January 11th, 2023 at 2 p.m. So that will be 2 p.m. Eastern. What time will that be? My time, 7 p.m. Oh, we'll reconvene our court stream on this on January 11th. I'm sure there'll be a lot more that comes out before then. Thank you, Kimberly, for the excuse me, 99 cents. That's very kind of you. See you later. See you later, Helen. Okay. Somebody shared it on Twitter that in Georgia, only a superior court judge can issue bond on cases like murder and then a range of other crimes. If you rewind the stream back about maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I read it from Twitter. So he denied bond simply because he can't issue bond, but she can appeal to the county. So whether she'll appeal to the county to get bond will be an interesting thing to consider. And yeah, she's pled not guilty to all charges. So there we go. So that is the latest. That is the latest. So I think the next thing in this case is going to be the confirmation. It means that he's a county court circuit judge. So it will have to go through a superior court to grant bond. So I think she has to apply or appeal for it or something. And the judge was just standing in for someone else. So he was just taking care of the business of the day, I think. So that's it. Thank you, Emily, for the $5. That's very kind of you. There was no mention of the probable cause affidavit. So I don't know whether that means that they'll just release it, or whether it will be that it'll get released at the next hearing. I don't know. There was no mention of it. No mention whatsoever. So if anybody is from Georgia, what's the state of play with these kind of things? It's my understanding that the probable cause affidavits, things like that, are public record. So they would get released as part of the court proceedings unless there is a motion to seal them. So so there's that. Yes, it is. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I run 4 channels because I have 2 true crime channels. And then I have Tilly has a channel and Cassie has a channel, but we don't post on those very often. So that's how. That's what law enforcement are saying. That's what the prosecutor's saying, that she's been charged with malice murder. So that's premeditated murder. So yes, that's what they're saying. They don't know whether that's what's happened. We don't know that yet. But that's what she's being charged with. You've missed the whole stream. We waited the whole stream for a 3-minute court hearing. So There you go. But I'm going to sign off now. You missed that no bond. She's denied bond because that court can't give a bond, but she's denied bond and she's pled not guilty to all charges. That's the takeaway. Thank you, Brenda, for the $5. That's very kind of you. I don't watch Emmerdale, no. I've never watched Emmerdale. I can't stand it. My grandma used to watch Emmerdale and I couldn't stand it then, and I still don't watch it now. I do watch CHORLEY though. Emmerdale's the wrong side of the Pennines. I just never got into it. Never got into the storylines. I just don't watch it. But I do keep up with CHORLEY. All right. I'm gonna call it a day. And I will be back later, as I said in my video this morning. So I've been very, very busy today. Video on Richard Allen came out on Michelle After Dark this morning. So go and check that out if you're following the Delphi case. Then we've had this, and then it's the Idaho 4, the Idaho students. Their press conference is at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. my time. So straight after I get off this, I'll be setting up a new scheduler for a live stream later, and I will be streaming the press conference. There'll be no faffing around, no trying to find a link, because the University of Idaho is streaming it and they've got the link already up. So that'll be an easy one. We can go straight into it. The sound will be good because it'll be through the university lecturing, things. So that's good. So if you're following the Idaho 4, the Idaho homicide of the 4 students, then there is a press conference scheduled for 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific. So I think that's 4 p.m. Eastern, if I'm right. It's 9 p.m. my time. So I'm going to be live from about 12:30 Pacific, 8:30 my time. So we'll go through the information that's come out since last I talked about that case. We'll watch the press conference and then we'll have a chat about the press conference. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you for the super chats, super stickers. Thank you for being nice and respectful in chat. Thank you to the moderators, and I'll speak to you very soon, later today, if you're following the Idaho 4. Bye, guys.